Hello, my little ponies. This is Starlight, and today we're continuing the next installment of Stardust on her adventure to find a cure for the poison that runs through her father's veins. So why don't you come and curl up next to me by the fire, and I will weave you a tale of enchantment and wonder. But first, we must go to somewhere dark, deep inside the castle of the Dark King, where a soldier has just knocked and is entering the royal chamber. Your Majesty, we have received word that Stardust has been seen entering the Everfree Forest. Oh, so I see. Well then, we must deal with her. I have an idea. Why don't we send one of those lovely little bears she was always so fond of as a child? I'm sure she'd greatly enjoy the gift. Little bear, your sire? Yes, the Ursa Majors. Do I have to spell everything out for you? Send her an Ursa Major. Well, for the Ursa Major to find her, she would need... Yes, her scent, considering that she spent many of time in the castle and Shadowrun room. Why don't you go into her old room and see if you can find something? Honestly, do I have to do everything around this blasted castle? Honestly, it's impossible to find good work nowadays. Now, go. But before you go, send in Shadow. I have a little task for him. Yes, your Majesty. Good. Leave. A few seconds later. Now the king is getting aggravated. What on earth is taking him so long? He paces back and forth in front of the fireplace, annoyed by its cheery glow. He casts a spell to turn the flames black. Much better. The room is always so much better when it's black. You asked for me, your highness? Yes. Shadow, my dear, sweet Shadow. The king walks by him, flicking his tail against his face. We have a guest, an old friend of ours, Stardust. She's entered the Everfree Forest. And that is good? Oh, don't be ridiculous. It's utterly horrid. Her cheery little light fairiness is dirtying my beautiful dark forest. But she'll trust you, and I need you to be sent. Well, why is she in the woods in the first place? Because her brother came to me asking for a poison to kill their father, and I gave it to him. Honestly, it will be better to get rid of that Light King. His son's heart is so much darker. It will be so much easier to tempt him into darkness. Of course. But she will ruin everything if she gets the potion or the plant to cure him, to make the potion. That's where you come in. I need you to mislead her. Take her far. It shouldn't take long. 3 days at the most, and the king will die. In the least. It will take too long to get there and get back. Your Majesty, are you seriously asking me to harm and mislead her? On the contrary, Shadow, I'm asking you to save her. I hear one of the guards sent out an Ursa Major as soon as he heard the word that dear little Stardust is. The king sees him tense. Yes, I know, you've always had a soft spot for that pretty little Stardust. She almost tempted you to join the... well, no need in dwelling into the past. The point is that by now you'll need to hurry, my dear Shadow, or else she might be dead before you get there. Or worse, who knows what that foxy little wolf is up to with her. No doubt he smelt her coming towards the Everfree Forest before she even stepped foot in it. She probably didn't even get a foot in before he was sniffing at her flank. Moon never was attracted to her in that way, and you know it. He was loyal to her, but never... Yes, I know he was loyal to her. As loyal as a dog. It's shameful for his species. But his punishment was well enough. But as for that, who knows? Loyalty can turn to devotion and to so many other things over time. He's had many times to think about it. But while we sit here chatting, your beloved Starlight is probably getting closer and closer toward Ursa Major, so maybe you should just shut your trap and do as you're told. Don't let the bear kill her. Lead her round. Bring her to the palace. I want her alive. Do you understand, Shadow? Alive and untouched. Do you understand me? Of course, Your Majesty. Very well. I will leave. Straight off. As he turns around, his cloak swooshes past him. The guards stare at him as he leaves. He trots down the hall. He must grab his bow and arrow and be ready for a fight. Oh, Stardust, what trouble have you gotten yourself into this time? Now, let's begin with our hero. Stardust is curled up under the tree, with the wind whistling through the grass. Brings back memories. She dreams of times of her sister running and playing in the field. She's truly happy in her slumber. She dreams beautiful things, bright summer days, and of rainy nights when her new sister would sneak off to play in the rain with the water fairies. Then the ground starts to shake. A horrible tremoring. It starts to wake her up, but she's so groggy. The next thing she knows, she's swung wide awake by being slung onto a furry back. To her surprise, she's on the back of a pony-sized wolf. It takes her a second to realize what she is and who undoubtedly back she's on. Trying to stop herself from blushing, she looks back behind her to see some major chasing her. Well, why on earth is it chasing us? Ursa Majors are trained to do tricks and be cuddly little bears and pets, not to be chasing after her. But they keep running. And the bear's getting closer and closer. She has to teleport. But it's so dark she can't see. Well, nothing to it. She focuses her attention and teleports them back into the clearing. The bear will take a few minutes to realize that they're not in front of them. That will give them at least enough time to at least hopefully get some distance between them. Or at least get away until the sun comes up enough for her to be able to teleport them a good distance away. She jumps off the wolf's back and starts galloping through the woods. In the opposite direction, as fast as she can, the wolf, although behind her at first, swiftly passes her, running ahead, going through, showing her an easier path. Oh dear, What's going to happen? What's going on? She's so drowsy. And her chest is starting to hurt. Maybe she should have spent more time running instead of reading. Her sides are starting to ache. Her lungs burn with every breath of the cool morning air she breathes in. Her legs feel like bricks, but she slowly feels herself coming against that wall. Then she bursts past it, and she feels a burst of adrenaline and picks up her speed, running faster and faster, chasing after the wolf's tail. It's weaving in and out of trees, but it's no good. The bear will catch up to them before that. The Ursa Major is on their heels. She can hear it, the sound of the trees in its wake falling, thunk, thunk. The wood's floor shaking with every step the wolf takes. Its rapid breathing. Oh, great. I'm trying to save my father, and I'm going to get myself eaten. No, I cannot fail. If I die, my father dies. I will not let my weakness bring about his death. And then there is a whoosh past her ear. Several more. She looks past her shoulder to see the bear get hit in the eye with these little things, burying themselves deep into it, and then glow green. And then, boom, explosion. The bear falters. It slowly starts to fall. In utter horror, she feels Wolf push her out the way as a claw that sliced through right where she had been, slicing into Wolf. Oh no. Oh no. She runs to his side. Oh no, Wolf. Wolf, please. Come on, Anck-su-namun. You can't do this. You can't leave me. Please, you'll be all right. She sets her horn of light, trying to mend him, trying to heal him. But there's so much blood. Before she realizes it, she's crying. Wolf. Oh, Wolf, please. You promised you'd help me find my way to the castle. And so he shall. She turns to see a stallion in a cloak trotting towards them, a bow and arrow, with the strange green tips floating beside him. He reaches into his saddlebag and pulls out a small potion filled with almost luminescent, silverish liquid. Give this to him. Stardust doesn't even bother. She pulls up it and gets Wolf to drink it down. He slowly heals. His color returns to him. He slowly starts to return to his pony shape as the sun rises. Oh, Wolf. Oh, dear Wolf. Thank goodness. I thought I'd lost you. She realizes she's crying. Oh, poor Wolf. I'm fine, Stardust. Don't cry. Yes, you really shouldn't. It's a waste of energy. If you're done healing, we must continue onwards. Who knows what else the king has sent for you? Who are you? Why would you help us? Who are you? I am a friend. That does not answer my question. Who are you? Me? Oh, Stardust. Have you forgotten me already? It's me, Shadow. Shadow? Brief images of the guard that would watch over them as she played when she was little. Brief images of him protecting her sister when a swarm of wombats attacked. Why are you here? You're one of the Dark Guards. I'm here because I heard that an Ursa Major was sent after you. I took an oath to protect you long ago. My word is binding, and I'll stick to that word. Shadow. Oh, Shadow. Thank you. I greatly appreciate it. She gets up, helps Wood to their feet, starts heading off. But we don't need your help. Oh, really? You don't need my help? Well, then I suppose you don't want to know how to get through the palace without guards seeing you, or what herb you'll need to get to your father in order to cure him of his poison, which isn't held in just any garden, but the royal glass garden, which is forbidden for anybody to go into except for one royal gardener. I can get her in there. Oh, yes, I'm sure you can, but you'll be shot. Very well. If you can help, you may accompany us, but stay in front. Very well. You never were the trusting type, Starlight. It's Stardust. You always call me that. Starlight was my mother, not me. I know, dear. I know. And so, they continued onwards. Her mind abuzz. She remembers this Shadow. She remembers when she was very little, her mother telling her stories of Shadow. Her mother had been a fae from a far region. Her mother hadn't been a light fae at all, or she was a rare type of light fae, I guess you could say. She came from faes that looked after the stars. They were the ones that kept the stars polished and changed the constellations. This is where Stardust got her talent from. Also the fact that she could gather stardust. Her mother was capable of summoning beautiful stars and not only have them in the sky, but she used to light the entire nursery with them when she was little, have stars floating and swirling. This old stallion, this Shadow, he knew her mother. He had her mother's trust. But could she trust him? He wasn't an old friend like that of Wolf. He was different. He had sworn to protect her because of her mother, but he had sworn it to her mother. Her mother was dead. So, does his word still count? She was so deeply in thought, she almost walked off a cliff. If it hadn't been for Shadow putting his hoof out to stop her, she would have missed the drawbridge completely and have, stumbled into a stream. Watch where you're going, little one. I'm not little, and furthermore, I can walk wherever I want. To prove her point, she cast a quick spell and trots over the water. And then something grabs her. Oh, bollocks. A Grindylow has her hoof, trying to drag her into the water and drown her. Bloody hell. Great. She summons a spell, but doing so, she falls into the water completely, trying, at any rate, to burn the little buggers off her. She's always had a firm distaste from Grundalos, ever since one actually almost succeeded in drowning her. A green arrow strikes the water. There's an explosion. Bloody hell, she's soaring through the air. Ugh. Ow. She hits the ground hard. Ugh, all the air gets ripped out of her. Will you listen to me next time? That river's infested with Grindylows. Very well. I don't remember there being Grindylows in that river when I was little. Things have changed in the forest since you were little. Just ask Wolf. Thanks. I think I get it, though. She walks up beside him. Wolf looks at her quizzically. She knows what he's thinking. What's with the attitude? She has a weird feeling about this shadow. Yes, she had been told many stories about him, but she didn't believe she could trust him. He might be saving her life. She had this prickling feeling in the back of her mane, and her ears were twitching. That usually meant there was a trap. Ugh. She always hated these sensations. They would never go away either. Just prickle there, wherever they were. Ears constantly twitching as if she was spasmodic. She pays more attention to where they go. They come by an old summer palace. It was the halfway point. When she was little, they used to stop there if their journey went too late, in order to rest, then travel another day. I want to go in there. That will add more time. We need to hurry. I want to go in there. Very well, if you insist. I don't waste much time. I trot straight to where I know they're kept. The armory. I take off my cloak, and I put on the black armor that would signify someone of being a black knight. It will help shade me and make it easier for me to walk around. It covers my mane, and as for the tail, well, the cape covers most of that as well. So, with my armor on, a sword in the hilt, and a shield upon my breast, I'm ready to go. Ready for whatever comes my way. It will help disguise me. Why wear that? It will take us at least 3 more days, and that's too heavy to lug around. 3 more days? Are you insane? It shouldn't take us more than a couple of hours at the most. The castle was moved back. The king didn't think it safe to have it so closely. We'll pass through the old remnants of the old city. But for now, the castle is farther away. So is the grounds. It was floated up and moved. Teleported, I guess you could say. And so, we must continue onwards. It will take us at least 3 days. Do you really want to lug that armor around? Yes. It's a source of protection. Also, a source of noise to draw blasted animals to come and attack us. What do you expose me to do? Take the leather armor. It won't hide you as easily, but your cloak will do that, and the leather armor will at least make them believe that you are a soldier. I won't clatter, and you can keep the sword. Wolf, do you really think I should? I mean, this offers far more protection. Yes, but it also offers its own risks. Very well. I will listen to your advice, Wolf. You know this area far better than I. So I strip back down and I put on the leather armor. It's slimming and beautiful. It's dark red mixed with black, making out the insignia of the royal family. There's no helmet, but it's common for them to wear cloaks. It's slimming and beautiful, lined with velvet, a high-ranking officer's outfit. It looks good on me, but it's not for its appearance. It's for the safety. I can still see the red streaks from where the Ursa Major had struck Wolf. Bald spots where fur hasn't grown back yet. Within a couple hours, there'll be nothing but his regular shaggy coat. Alright, let's continue onward. It might be best to spend the night here where it's safe. We still have an hour of daylight. I'm not going to waste. We will continue onward until I say not. As you wish, Your Highness. Continuing onward into the woods. As night comes, soon I can see Wolf tense. His body's changing. Under the full moon, he will continue to change for one more night. The 3 full moon. And then it will be for another couple months until he transforms, unless he wants to transform into a wolf. That's the bright side of being a pure-blood Fey wolf. Ah, yes. We stop and build a fire and wait for him to change. I always feel so bad for him. He always seems like it would be so painful. You can hear the bones creak and crack as they move. Poor Wolf. Well, once he transforms into a wolf, we continue onwards. I feel like we're going in the wrong direction. Wolf just looks at me, unable to talk in pony language anymore. Continuing onwards, we soon come to ruins. I suppose it's true, the city's been moved. Nothing but empty huts and rats and belongings that people did not think worthwhile to take. We should stop here for the night. Have shelter, place to sleep. It's not a bad place. Wolf does not look to be happy about this idea. Flicks his tail. He's not happy at all. Well, I suppose you're right. It is getting late, and I am rather tired. We should be able to get most of the way to the castle by tomorrow, if we hurry, and if there are no more mix-ups. Oh, please. Wolf looks at me and smells around until he finds a house that he finds suitable. I trot behind him. Finally, he picks a house, and we settle in for the night. I decide not to make a fire. I don't want the smoke attracting attention. Instead, we curl up under blankets that have been left. I'm actually think I'm going to miss this when I get back. It's silly, but it's nice to have friends. As starlight drifts off into sleep, nightmares are going to swarm her. Visions of Wolf bleeding have brought back images of her sister's death. She remembers looking into a scribble when she was younger to see exactly what happened. She remembered watching over and over the arrow piercing her sister's heart. This image and that of Wolf plays through her mind all night as she sleeps, tossing and turning in a horrible, restless, sleepless night. In the distance, a wolf howls.